held responsible for what has gone on under the previous administration of all the money that was being flowing to consultants instead of going to candidates. And the problem, you know what this is all about, is about control. It is all about control. And beyond that, and nobody's really talking about this, is that there's been a new PAC created by the same people that ran the Republican State Committee and grabbed all the money for consultants. And they're now funding campaigns in primaries. Why? Because they want to support the milquetoast, the jellyfish. They want to make sure that the jellyfish in the party succeed, and we can't elect any conservatives. Once again, the self-fulfilling prophecy, and they're spending lots and lots of money. So if you see a candidate getting these PAC mailings, then you know that person is a Baker person, they're a TCI person, and they might be saying something different on the campaign trail, but believe me, they are not going to stand with you on fighting the illegal immigrants, not going to stand with you on taxes, not at all. Let's go to Patricia. Patricia on next with Holly Robichaud. Good morning, Patricia.
Good morning, Holly. It's Patricia St. Aubin, and I am up for re-election for Republican State Committee woman, Norfolk, Bristol, Middlesex.
Oh, thank you, Patricia, for calling in. Are you a Lions person, or are you going to go along to get along type of Republican?
I'm a Jim Lyons supporter, and I just heard you talking about some of the financial issues that have cropped up. I'm budget chair right now, and I sit on the executive committee. So Jim and I have streamlined expenses. One of the things we did was move out of downtown Boston at 85 Merrimack Street, where the rent was going to go up 32% for January 1st. Oof. And the office was moved to Woburn. It's now $31.59 for the rent, and it was going to be close to $8,000 a month for rent. Along with that was exorbitant rates that were being paid for parking in downtown Boston, $164,000 over 2017 and 28 for parking. So I have a degree in accounting.
They spent more money on parking than they did helping Jeff Deal. They spent more money on parking, about half the amount of money that they spent on candidates on parking, right? I mean, this is ridiculous.
I full well know, Holly. I full well know. In 2014, I ran statewide as auditor, and I didn't get much help at all. I was only able to raise $70,000 for a statewide race, and that was virtually through my own contacts, some outreach that I was able to do. I got very little help. So when these candidates call in,
the other thing people don't know that they do is not only do they not help you financially within the party, but then they also kill you with the donors too.
I virtually had no donor list.
Yeah.
I virtually had no good list to work off of.
Yeah, it's
so you know.
Tough.
I mean, and I was a good candidate. I got the Globe endorsement that year because they could
Patricia,
see that
now I'm starting to worry about you. No, I'm kidding.
Well, Holly, I was the first female Republican that ran statewide, I think, in the history of the Globe to get the Globe endorsement. They did one thing right. They endorsed me that year. But it's because I had an accounting degree and I had audited professionally. I was the right person for the job. And at the time, I was finding a lot of issues with bumps audits. But beyond that, right now, I took that expertise to be budget chair to help Jim Lyons figure out where the money was going and how to get it better funneled to candidates. And that's ultimately what we need to be doing. We need to be recruiting good candidates and then supporting them, not just with boots on the ground, but with finance money and contacts.
I agree with you, Patricia, 100%. I am very outraged with what's gone on within the Republican state party under the previous administration. And to have state committee members going out there and saying what Jim Lyons is done wrong, these are the same members that turned a blind eye to the money being flushed down the toilet and not helping candidates.
Exactly. Although we weren't given much. I mean, we were given total expenses and total revenues as a budget report. That was it. And I have been on the state committee for 8 years, and I have been balking at that for 8 years, that we weren't getting thorough information. Now everything is line itemed. Every expense, every revenue is line itemed under Jim Lyons. That's exactly what we want on any board of directors that anybody sits on. They want to be able to see what's going on. And that's what's going on under Jim Lyons' leadership now. And I am 100% behind Jim.
That's great to hear. Thank you so much, Patricia. What can you tell us what your district is and how people get in touch with you?
Sure. It's Norfolk, Bristol, Middlesex. I'm at psaint@comcast.net. My home phone number is 508-553-9778. My district runs from Wayland down to Attleboro, with pretty much a squiggly lined everything in between.
All right. Well, thank you, Patricia, and we wish you the best of luck in your race. Go get them.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you for having this program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.